She believed she was untouchable, until the alien girl screamed in pain. The untouchable commander. Lieutenant Zara Thorne strode through the crystalline corridors of Celestara Station with the confidence of someone who'd never known defeat. Her black uniform bore 3 golden stripes, each representing a commendation for excellence. Around her, diplomats from a dozen worlds prepared for the evening's reception, but none commanded attention quite like she did. "Try not to intimidate our guests too much tonight," Dr. Myra Chen teased, falling into step beside her closest friend. Myra's warm brown eyes sparkled with affectionate amusement. Zara smirked. "I don't intimidate. I inspire respect." The reception hall glowed with soft bioluminescent panels, casting everything in shades of blue and silver. Zara accepted a glass of Centaurian wine, scanning the crowd with practiced efficiency. Her gaze caught on a figure standing apart from the others, a woman whose skin seemed to shimmer with opalescent light, shifting between pearl and lavender with each breath. "That's Nyxera," Myra whispered. "The Virene healer everyone's been talking about. They say her people can sense energy fields the way we sense temperature." Zara watched as several diplomats approached Nyxera only to retreat moments later, looking unsettled. Intrigued, she moved closer. The Virene woman was shorter than her, with silver hair that floated as though underwater and eyes like polished amethyst. "You're the security chief," Nyxera said without turning. Her voice carried a melodic quality that resonated somewhere deep in Zara's chest. "And you're avoiding half the people here. Bad for diplomacy." Nyxera finally met her eyes. "I'm avoiding the energy signatures near the eastern quadrant. There's a disturbance, something volatile. Your people should investigate." Zara's pride flared. "I monitor every system on this station. There's nothing wrong." "Then you're not looking carefully enough." Nyxera's expression remained serene, but her words carried an edge. "The frequencies are unstable. Someone could get hurt." "I appreciate your concern," Zara replied coolly, "but I know my station." Later that night, alone in the Eastern Engineering Bay, Zara ran diagnostics. Everything appeared normal, proof that the Virene healer was simply overcautious. When she noticed an unusual energy signature near the plasma conduits, her curiosity overrode her caution. She reached toward the pulsing field. The moment her hand touched the containment panel, reality seemed to fracture. Energy erupted outward in waves that made the air itself scream. But louder than any mechanical sound was the anguished cry that pierced through Zara's mind, Nyxera's voice, raw with agony. Zara stumbled backward as alarms blazed to life around her. What had she done? Shattered pride. Zara ran through the corridors, her heart pounding with unfamiliar panic. She found Nyxera collapsed in the medical bay's waiting area, trembling violently. The Virene's usually luminous skin had turned ashen, and thin streams of silver traced down her face like tears made of starlight. What happened? Dr. Myra Chen was already scanning Nyxera with medical instruments, but the healer pushed them away weakly. "The energy burst," Nyxera gasped. It echoes through me. Virene are connected to energy fields. When you disrupted it," she broke off, curling into herself. Zara knelt beside her, guilt crushing her chest like a physical weight. "I didn't know. I'm sorry. Tell me how to help you." Nyxera's amethyst eyes fixed on her, pain and something else swirling in their depths. "You can't fix everything with commands, Lieutenant." Over the next 3 days, Zara visited Nyxera every free moment she had. She brought reports about the anomaly, determined to understand what she'd triggered. The Virene healer remained in the medical bay, slowly regaining her color but still weakened. "Your readings were right," Zara admitted during one visit, placing a data pad on the table beside Nyxera's bed. "There's a dimensional rift forming near the plasma conduits. Small, but growing." Nyxera sat up slowly, pulling a soft shawl around her shoulders. "Growing how quickly?" "Fast enough that we need to map it properly. And I..." Zara hesitated, the words foreign on her tongue. "I need your help. Your abilities let you sense what our instruments can't." "Why should I help you?" Nyxera asked, but her tone held curiosity rather than anger. "You made it clear you don't trust Virene intuition." Because I was wrong. The admission cost Zara something, but it felt necessary. And because you're the only one who can prevent others from getting hurt the way I hurt you. Something shifted in Nixera's expression. She extended her hand, palm up. Then we work together. Equals this time. Zara clasped her hand, feeling warmth spread through the contact. Nixera's skin felt different, softer than human skin, with a subtle vibration like touching the surface of a bell that had just stopped ringing. They spent hours in the observation deck overlooking the engineering section. Nixera would close her eyes, describing the energy currents she felt while Zara translated them into tactical data. Myra observed them once, a knowing smile playing at her lips. You're different around her, Myra commented privately. Softer. It's nice. Zara wanted to deny it, but she'd felt the change too. Around Nixera, her armor felt less necessary. Crossing boundaries. The observation deck became their sanctuary. While the station cycled through artificial night, Zara and Nixera worked surrounded by stars, the vast darkness punctuated by distant nebulae that painted the void in shades of crimson and gold. On Virilia, we don't have night like this, Nixera said softly, taking a break from their energy mapping. She stood at the viewport, her reflection ghostly against the cosmos. Our world orbits a binary star. There's always light, sometimes golden, sometimes silver, but never true darkness. Zara joined her at the window. Do you miss it? Every moment. Nixera's voice carried a loneliness that resonated with something deep in Zara's own heart. But my people believe isolation is the enemy of growth. We must venture into the dark to appreciate the light. That's beautiful, Zara said, meaning it. Nixera turned, and in the starlight her eyes seemed to hold galaxies. What about you, Lieutenant? What drives someone to be untouchable? The question should have felt invasive, but from Nixera it felt like an invitation. When you're in charge of keeping hundreds of people safe, you can't afford weakness. Can't afford to be wrong. But you were wrong. And you're still here. Still strong. Nixera moved closer. Maybe what you call weakness is actually courage. Their work sessions grew longer, bleeding into the early morning hours. They began sharing meals, Zara introducing Nixera to spiced earth coffee, Nixera bringing crystallized fruits from her homeworld that tasted like moonlight and honey. During one session, an unexpected energy fluctuation rippled through the observation deck. Zara reached out instinctively to steady Nixera, and the Virene caught her hand. The contact sent a shock through both of them, not painful like before, but electric in an entirely different way. Time seemed to suspend. Zara felt her pulse quicken as Nixera's fingers intertwined with hers. The Virene's skin shimmered brighter, responding to emotion the way human skin might flush. Zara, Nixera whispered, and hearing her first name in that melodic voice made something inside Zara's chest crack open. I don't know what I'm doing, Zara admitted, vulnerability flooding through her. Neither do I. Nixera's free hand rose to touch Zara's face, fingers trembling slightly. My people and yours, we're supposed to maintain diplomatic distance. I've never been good at following rules that don't make sense. Ambassador Veleth found them like that, standing close, hands intertwined, foreheads nearly touching. The elder Virene's expression was unreadable. Nixera. A word. The spell broke. Nixera pulled away, but not before squeezing Zara's hand once more. The storm within. The warning came at 0400 hours, alarms shrieking through Celestara station like banshees. Zara bolted from her quarters, arriving at the command center to find chaos. The dimensional rift had destabilized, expanding rapidly and pulling energy from every system it touched. We're losing containment in sections 12 through 15, Commander Rajan barked, his weathered face grim. If it reaches the main reactor, we'll have to evacuate the entire station. Zara's mind raced through scenarios, each worse than the last. I need Nixera. Now. The Virene healer. Rajan's eyebrows rose. Lieutenant, this is an engineering crisis. She can sense the rift's patterns. Trust me, Commander. Nixera arrived within minutes, still fastening her silver robes. Despite Ambassador Velathar's stern warnings about inappropriate attachments, she'd come without hesitation. Her eyes met Zara's across the command center, and understanding passed between them without words. "Show me the readings," Nyxera said. They worked in perfect synchronization, Zara calling out tactical options while Nyxera mapped the energy flows with her empathic abilities. The rift pulsed like a living thing, hungry and growing. Each surge made Nyxera wince, but she didn't retreat. "There's a pattern," Nyxera said suddenly. "It's feeding on discord, conflicting frequencies. We need to harmonize the surrounding energy fields." "That would require manual calibration at the source," Zara said, already moving toward the door. "I'll go." Nyxera caught her arm. "Not alone. I need to be there to guide you. My abilities are the only thing keeping you standing right now." Zara saw the strain in Nyxera's face, the way her light flickered like a candle in wind. "I won't risk you again. And I won't let you walk into that alone." Nyxera's grip tightened, her amethyst eyes fierce. "We're stronger together. You taught me that." Commander Rajan interrupted. "Either go now or I'm sealing those sections. Decide." They went together, racing through corridors bathed in emergency lighting. The engineering bay crackled with unstable energy, the air itself seeming to tear at the seams. Zara could feel her hair standing on end, her skin prickling with static. Nyxera closed her eyes, extending her hands toward the rift. Silver light began to emanate from her skin, growing brighter with each breath. "There, adjust the plasma flow to match my resonance frequency." Zara's fingers flew over the control panel, watching both the instruments and Nyxera. The Virene swayed, her entire body glowing now, serving as a living conduit between chaos and order. It was beautiful and terrifying. "Almost there," Zara urged. "Stay with me, Nyxera." The rift pulsed violently one final time. Nyxera cried out, and Zara abandoned the controls to catch her as she fell. They tumbled to the floor together, Zara cradling Nyxera against her chest. "Did it work?" Nyxera whispered. The alarms fell silent. The crackling energy dissipated. Through the viewport, stars shone steady and clear. "You did it," Zara breathed. "We did it." Nyxera tilted her face up, and in that moment, surrounded by the aftermath of near catastrophe, both of them trembling with adrenaline and relief, Zara couldn't hold back anymore. She kissed her. Nyxera's lips were warm and soft, tasting faintly of starlight and honey. The Virene made a small sound of surprise before melting into the kiss, her fingers curling into Zara's uniform. Energy seemed to dance between them, but this time it felt like creation rather than destruction. When they finally parted, both breathing hard, Nyxera's entire body shimmered with radiant light. "I've wanted to do that since the observation deck," Zara admitted. "I've wanted you to since the moment you said you were wrong." Nyxera smiled, brilliant and unguarded. "Virene glow brighter when we feel strong emotions. I've been trying to dim myself around you for weeks." "Don't. Never dim yourself for me." They stayed on the floor, wrapped in each other, until Dr. Myra Chen found them. Her knowing smile said everything. Beyond the stars. The summons came 3 days later. Nyxera stood in Zara's quarters, holding the holographic message from the Virene High Council. Her diplomatic mission was complete. She was to return home on the next transport. 2 days, Nyxera said quietly. "They're sending a ship in 2 days." Zara felt something crack inside her chest, a pain worse than any physical wound. They'd spent every free moment together since the kiss, stealing time between duty shifts, learning each other's rhythms. The thought of Nyxera leaving felt impossible. "What if you don't go?" Zara suggested desperately. "I must. My people need healers, and I have responsibilities." Nyxera's luminescence dimmed. "And you have your duty here." That night, they lay together in Zara's quarters, the viewport displaying a river of stars. Nyxera's head rested on Zara's shoulder, their fingers intertwined. They'd shared more than kisses now, whispered confessions, gentle touches, the kind of intimacy that comes from truly seeing another person. "Tell me about Virelia," Zara said softly. "Everything." Nixera described crystal cities that grew from living stone, gardens where plants sang in harmonics that could heal wounds, libraries filled with energy-imprinted knowledge that could be absorbed through touch. She painted a world so different from anything Zara knew, yet she found herself wanting to see it through Nixera's eyes. "It sounds incredible," Zara murmured. "It's also lonely," Nixera admitted. "My people value connection, but we're taught to maintain boundaries, to not feel too deeply for those outside our kind." She turned, her face close to Zara's. "You've made me question everything I was taught about distance and safety." "Good. You've done the same for me." The next morning, Zara requested an audience with Commander Rajan. Dr. Myra Chen accompanied her for moral support, squeezing her hand before she entered. "Lieutenant Thorne," Rajan greeted her. "I assume this is about the Virene healer." "Yes, sir. I'm requesting assignment to the diplomatic envoy to Virelia. We need to establish stronger ties with their people, and after recent events, I'm the logical choice." Rajan studied her with knowing eyes. "This wouldn't have anything to do with the fact that you and healer Nixera have been inseparable." Zara met his gaze steadily. "It has everything to do with it, sir. She's shown me that true strength isn't about being untouchable. It's about having the courage to be vulnerable, to trust someone with your heart even when it's terrifying." A slow smile crossed the commander's weathered face. "I was wondering when you'd learn that lesson." "Request approved, Lieutenant. You leave with healer Nixera in 2 days." When Zara told Nixera, the Virene's joy made her glow so brightly the entire corridor lit up. They embraced, laughing and crying at once, neither caring who saw. Ambassador Veleth approached them at the docking bay before departure. The elder Virene regarded them both with an expression that might have been approval. "Love that crosses worlds either breaks or transforms both parties," Veleth said. "I suspect you two will choose transformation." On the transport to Virelia, Zara and Nixera stood at the viewport watching Celestara Station grow smaller. Nixera leaned into Zara's embrace, and Zara held her close, no longer afraid of what vulnerability meant. "Ready to see my world?" Nixera asked. "Ready to see any world, as long as you're in it," Zara replied, pressing a kiss to Nixera's temple. The stars stretched before them, infinite possibilities written in light. Lessons from beyond the stars. True strength is found not in isolation, but in the courage to let another person see your vulnerabilities and hold them gently. Love requires us to question everything we thought made us safe, and to discover that the greatest safety lies in trust. The walls we build to protect ourselves often become the prisons that prevent us from experiencing the most profound connections.